Hello and welcome to another Mass Effect character build brought to you by Zeus for Omega. How you doing, everybody? So, for today's character build, I'm bringing out the Asari Adept. She is one wicked badass character, and her I forgot to put my phone on mute. She's one badass adept. She's unbelievable with the combos, especially with her power listing with the throw and lands and annihilation field. Alright, enough jibber jabber. Let's get started into this build. Alright, so let's start off with the barrier. It's all about survival out there in the field. So, for rank 1, 2, and 3 is just like the normal. Is your shields, you got your shield regen and health and shield delay reduction, and you got your boost in melee damage. So this is where, for 4, 5, and 6, where it diverts, I like going for unyielding barrier and get additional 30% maximum shields. And for rank 5, biotic link. And trust me, having an additional 40% extra shields when a biotic effect is active, and you're wondering, what do you mean by active biotic effect? Well, every time I run up to an enemy that gets engulfed in my annihilation field, that is an active biotic effect. So as long as I have an enemy being affected by it, and you'll see with the annihilation field, they'll be affected in the, what is that rank? Oh, I'll explain when I get to that part. But every time they'll get some damage over time, they get the annihilation field attached to them for 8 seconds. So within those 8 seconds, as long as the annihilation field is on that enemy, I have 40% extra maximum shield every 5 seconds, and has a cooldown of 5 seconds, I believe. So every time I get my annihilation field on an enemy, every other 5 seconds I will have a boost in maximum shields of 40%, which is awesome for survivability and just getting up in their face and just doing combos after combos. So for rank 6 for barrier, I always love using saving barrier. Trust me, at a moment notice your barrier will drop down to 0, and having a backup barrier pop in at 100%, it's a saving grace. So you'll get your full shields restored at 100%. When your shields drop below 20%, that thing kicks in. And imagine having that on standby every 15 seconds. Your health drops, boom, saving barrier comes in. You get out of your little skirmish, it recharges within 15 seconds, and you have another backup barrier just in case when your shield drops below 0. And I have seen it time and time again save my ass. So that's a pretty good thing. Alright, next up for the offensive biotics. Same thing for like almost all the ranks. Between rank 1, 2, and 3 is to increase your power, your weapon damage, and your power and force damage. So when they divert right here for rank 4, 5, and 6, this is why I like to choose for her in this build. So rank 4, I like going for power efficiency. I'm getting tongue-tied already. I'm wondering how come my overlay ain't showing. There it is. Alright. For rank 4, I like the power efficiency. I can't even pronounce that word to say that. Alright. I like to have the recharge power speed of 25% to all powers. So uh, throw, lance, annihilation field in case I get taken down and get revived by a teammate. No, by then it should be. Uh, can't remember if it cools down during use or after use. No, I think it's after use because I'm thinking about tech power. I was thinking of turret. Anyway, because of the annihilation field, it has a recharge penalty when you have it active. So if you have something to reduce the recharge speed, go for it. Because the faster you can have your throw and lance recharged, the more combos you can put out on the field and more damage to the enemies dealt. That's the name of the game. Now, this is where it kind of gets a little, what's the word? Somewhat complex and different. You could either go for exposure or combo detonation. But for this build, I'm only focused on annihilation and lance. But I do have a second build for the Asari Adept that it really does focus on the combo detonation with annihilation and throw. And that would be a second build video, but I'm concentrating on this first one. Because people are asking, why not use combo detonation since you're doing all these detonations? It's just because of this buff right here, the exposure. Enemies defense from a biotic effect by 20%. They take 20% more damage when they have a biotic effect on them. And trust me, it stacks up. There's another perk on a power that gives it another 20%. So when they're in my annihilation field or affected by throw or affected by lance, they could take 40% extra damage from me, or from not from me, but from the world around them. They take extra 40% because of the debuffs I'm applying to them. There we go. That's the best way to explain it. And for rank 6, I like going for Biotic Expert. It doesn't hurt having a little bit of a biotic damage and force bonus, but trust me, it's awesome. But you can't go for Biotic Warrior when you're doing the melee build, which is another one. And that's a video for another time. Alright, now let's move on to the powers. First up, we got Lance. I've been playing around with this for a while. So for normally, rank 1 gets you Lance, rank 2 gives you 10% to recharge speed, 3 gives you a damage and force of 25% extra damage, 15% more force. And right here for rank 4, 5, and 6 where they diverse, this is how I went for this build. So in rank 4 I had the choice of damage and force and radius. I went for radius. You're wondering, why did I choose radius over the damage and force? So when I have them effective with the annihilation field, Lance, I'm not really using it for damaging the enemy. I'm using it to set off my combos, because Lance is my detonation power. Annihilation field is my prime. So as long as all the enemies are primed by annihilation field, lance and throw will set them off. So that's why I have the extra damage to radius. And from there, from rank 5, I go for anti-shields. Because sometimes the sharpshooters, the pariahs, they'll get affected by an annihilation field, but with the shields they have on, they won't get that buff that lifts them off the ground and makes them float in midair with the annihilation field. So I have the anti-shields to drop their shields. I think if it doesn't drop it completely, it leaves like a little smidge, with like 1 or 2 hits from the weapon. I'm using the SMG. Drops it, they start to float. I could hit them with throw to set off a combo, and they're done. And just for backup cases when the enemies are out of the range of my annihilation field, I do have knockdown on rank 6 for a lance. So If they're unarmored, unshielded, normal sized enemies, they will get knocked on their ass within 1.5 meters of the impact of the lance. And it also gives me a little bit extra damage and force with it. So, this is the one power that focus everything around your build, Annihilation Field, or an Annihilation. So rank 1, it gives you the ability of Annihilation and the ability to prime all the enemies within the affected field. 2 is that to reduce the power recharge penalty. 3, it increases the damage dealt per second. And here when they diverse for rank 4, 5, and 6, this is how I love to build it. Well, for rank 4, you could go with radius or recharge penalty. Most of the time people go for the recharge penalty, but I just love having that a little bit of an extra boost in range for the Annihilation Field. Because I believe when you just have the normal one, it's 3.5 and a radius of 3.5 meters. But when you put on the rank 4, I think it increases it to 4.7 meters. So you do have a little bit extra room, and the more room, the chances of applying to multiple enemies, setting off multiple combos, it just continues from there. And remember back in the passive tree with that debuff of 20%, here's the other one, the damage attractor. Enemies affected take 20% additional damage from all sources. That will actually stack up with the passive that gives it another 20%. So when they're entrapped in the Annihilation Field, they could get up to 40% extra damage dealt to them, which is unbelievable awesome. You could melt people down. Hell, just having the Annihilation Field on what's that big enemy from the Remnant? The Destroyer? Once you get the 2 turrets down, its health will just diminish in seconds. When you have your whole teammate laying waste on them with the damage from all their powers and weapons, they get melted. And for rank 6, I went for Vortex. So unarmored, unshielded, normal sized enemies will be lifted into the air for 8 seconds. Each time, or each enemy can only be affected by that every 15 seconds, so they don't get affected a second time. They usually get combo detonation and they're out for the count. And when that is applied, I get that extra boost in shields from the passive back in barrier, that extra 40%, every time it gets applied to one of those enemies. So you got your survivability, you got your debuff, you got your extra damage on those debuffs. Annihilation Field is an unbelievable power. And by the time you spend all these points, you only have 1 point left, and that's for throw. That's got to be your second detonation for your combo to detonate all your primes with Annihilation Field. But in the second build, throw's got to be your primary detonator, and I'll do that one another day. But for now, we're just concentrating on the lance Annihilation build. Now, for consumables, you could go for any that you like. For me, I'm just using incendiary rounds and a power efficiency module, number 2, which I believe it gives a boost of 30%. So that's 15, 30, then it goes to 45 and 60 for the level 4. I gotta remember those numbers. Got incendiary ammo. And for the equipment, I really love using the adapted war amp. That gives you a boost to your biotic powers and damage by 30%. At the moment that this video is being made, I believe they haven't released it yet. I think it'll be this Thursday. They release something that goes with an SMG and power recharge. But don't hold me to that. I'm trying to figure out what's that last equipment that is supposed to be unlocked this Thursday. If you're wondering, today's Monday. And I'm trying to put out a new character kit build every day, so this will be the first. But anyway, that's a little side note. So, for weapons, I do love running pistols. Mainly SMGs for the Asari Adept. And for the gameplay, I'll be rocking the N7 Hurricane, but if you're like new to the game, or a casual player, hardcore player, and like, oh, I don't have that gun, or I don't have this, she's good with any gun. You could even run her with the Predator, the Charger. Another favorite of mine is Talon Pistol, the Sidewinder. What's another one? Definitely the Hornet. You can even run it with the new guns they released a while back, the Charger Special. Any gun's good. But the main thing is, you really want that weight to be low, and you don't want to dip into your power recharge speed. You want to keep that at optimal 100%, because if you dip low and start using like heavier weapons, your power recharge are gonna suffer, because you want your powers to be recharged, or the quicker the better to set off combo detonations, because you're gonna be priming with Annihilation Field left and right, setting them off with lance and throw, and you want those to refresh as quickly as possible. So stick to light weapons, SMGs, pistols, hell, even the M8 Avengers, even the Avenger Specials light. Some assault rifles are good. Maybe the Disciple shotgun. Not sure there's any too many light shotguns, but that's in one I know off the bat. And maybe the Raptor sniper rifle. Let me double check, because I know that one's a beast. And it has a weight of 20. I actually would do some damage. Let's see, just in case. It's lighter than the... It can't be lighter. Is it lighter than the Hurricane? It is. The Hurricane's 21. Oh, that's new. Never compared the two with weight. But anyway. So that covers up almost everything. Power, the builds for the powers and passives, recommendation for consumables, the equipment, types of weapons you can run with her. Now, to put all what I just said to the test, let's do a custom map. And we'll do the test on the current Apex mission, and I love this one because it has a combo-tastic. So it will show off all her moves, and hopefully we'll join a match right before it starts. See, I'm not the only Asari Adept trying to run this. Ice cold water. And it's great when you have multiple Asari Adepts. If you could just run in pairs and groups, you could set up like what? An unbelievable amount of biotic explosions. And I have done so many, I actually froze my own game once or twice. Probably more than twice. So I'm gonna try to do my best, do the callouts, the passives, the perks, the debuffs, but just watch and just enjoy the gameplay right now. Pop the annihilation field. You see where are the enemies? Where are the enemies at?
Watch your butt.
Combo 1. Missed the combo on that one. Saving grace right there with the barrier. You just gotta light this guy up. Whoa.
Teammate injured.
Not a good start. I did not see that guy behind me.
Nice save.
Get that annihilation field going. Just run in here, pop them, dip into cover. Alright, that's Iron Dave shooting down there. You see how he started to float there for a second? Let him float for a second or two. Every time they get that debuff.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
Where's the last one?
Incoming fire.
That hurt them. Be ready.
Alright, when they start floating there and they got the deep buff applied to them, they have the
Enemies incoming.
take extra damage about 40% from the environment, from everybody. I also get that boost in maximum shields every time that gets applied to them.
I'm reading a flatline.
How'd you got taken out?
Got your 6.
You get comboed. You get comboed. Sheev. Pop them once or twice. Nice, nice. You get comboed. Combo number 2. Finish it off with DPS with SMG. What you want to do is charge in, smack them, light them up, get the annihilation field applied to them. Come on, jump up. Wee bit of a lag spike right there,
Good work, squad.
but most of the time you get the gist of it. It's all about applying the debuffs, making sure they take an extra damage, and setting off the combo explosions, because she is, in definition, a combo queen, or I would say very highly capable of combos left and right. You know what? You get a lance. You get comboed. Alright. That was A, moving to C.
Almost done.
Confirmed.
Shields are down.
Upload complete. Good job, Apex. Hang in there,
Still burning here. You get comboed.
Just 3 hostiles remaining.
I got him before I combo him off.
Sensors clear for now. Great shooting.
Set off that. Top off the ammo supply. I thought I'd go home more. 235. That's kind of low for the Hurricane.
Hostiles en route.
Move it or lose it.
But I'm just using the mainly to. The combo detonation doesn't kill him. Few taps will. And if you're real good with the jump and dash, you can like literally charge in headstrong. And with the lance build, you could take down their shields, rush in. Oh, I overshot it. Are you in my field? Yep, you're in my field. See how quick that went down?
I'm here.
Oh, he got taken down by a... Got her? Alright. In my field. Something shooting you on the roof? Oh, there's 2 of them there. Oh, and I missed.
Shields are down.
3 more to go. Reload. We're tracking reinforcements.
Alright. Wave 5. Alright, alright. Going quick, going good.
Hostiles en
Going
route.
strong.
Get your butt gone.
Get your butt gone. Deb likes to talk about butts.
Destroyer!
You get comboed. You get comboed. You get the SMG. You get the combo and the SMG. You lose your shields. Okay, and then I might throw a recharge. There's a destroyer. See if we can sneak up behind him.
Incoming fire!
See how quick we could take out the turret. Do a little dance around him. Grab some wall. Get that shield recovered. Turret 1 down. Nope, get out of his field, get out of his field.
3 more to go.
Nice save. Center's exposed.
Incoming fire!
See if we can get this turret down.
Shields are down.
He's in my field. And boom goes a biotic explosion. Get out of the nuclear waves.
Sensors clear for now. Great shooting.
I'm not even sure he's even powered nuclear. I usually call out in the microwaves. But I think I tried to say nuclear. But it came out in nuclear waves. I don't know. I feel like being silly today. I don't know.
Intel says the cat left genetic surveying devices in your area. Let's find and disable them.
I'm on it.
Enemy tech
You
shut
get the
down.
biotic explosion. Oh, nice work on that guy. Oh, I missed?
One device
this big guy's here.
Hang in there, Apex.
Got a little bit of everything in here. Being major dips. Get back here. I'm not done with you.
All enemy devices are now offline.
Get off my teammates. Where's the second one? Oh, there's two. There's three. There's three.
Shields are down.
There you go. Saving grace with the shield jam.
Go get him.
Let me get some ammo, man. I did not know I was running low. Another destroyer. How fun. Get over here. Get in the annihilation field. Melt them turrets off of him. Get that biotic explosion. And he was melted down, I'm telling you. 40% debuff. They take that extra damage, man. You just gotta be brave enough to stand right there on the edge and hopefully your health and shields don't get down too quick when he busts out the microwave thing right there. Oh, there's one of you in here. Biotic combos left and right. Let's get an eye on the sky. Destroyer there. Overseer there. Drop down. Whoa. Was there an explosives canister right there? Take your shields out. About 30 seconds to go.
Incoming fire. Lost my
Whoa, there goes my shields.
Teammate injured.
Where? Did you get the lens? You see, I'm barely doing damage to him without the debuff on him. Oh, who dropped?
Gets it done. Come on home.
Oh, and we still got the full extraction. That's awesome. At least you gotta like the music. Well, there you go. If you guys have tuned in and watched it up to this point, that's the Asari Adept, my Annihilation Field Lance build, and you could tell she is one powerful biotic. I want to say that one line, but I won't try to keep this as PC. YouTube's been going crazy. But she is one powerful biotic user. So, there you go, the proof. Top of the board. Assist, biotic power kills. I got the gold for that. So, there you go. that is my Annihilation Lance build. I hope you guys enjoy it. Stay tuned. I'll bring you the Annihilation Throw build. But until then, that's another video. All I want to say, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next character build. Until then, take it easy, everybody.